Alright guys, so I am doing 3 different side hustles right now at once. Obviously I am vlogging, I am a real estate agent, and then I'm also looking at an investment property. So I'm looking at it with my brother, so I'm being his agent right now. So I think side hustles are really super important if your goal is to reach early retirement in your 20s or 30s and reach financial independence, to have that extra income on the side, not strictly from your main job, to start building multiple streams of income, start giving you that freedom of not relying on your main job for all of your income. So you have that freedom to leave that job and to move to something else, or to move into your side hustle if that's something you're able to do, or strictly just to jumpstart making money so that you can get out of debt, so that you can save up for your house hack and eliminate your biggest expense.
All right, by the end of this, I hope you know everything about side hustles and you have some good ideas. You know which one you want to go with, but let's look at some pros and cons and why you want to start a side hustle.
One good reason is it can really enrich your life and can really help you grow as a person. From doing real estate to doing this YouTube channel, it has really helped me grow as a person as I learn new skills which can become valuable skills, and I can translate that into other things, to also improving my personality and making me more outgoing. So even if you do fail miserably, which will probably happen because I failed at a ton of different things before I found something that stuck and something that worked for me and something that I really enjoyed doing, you're gonna learn skills that help you down the road. Like for instance, I tried to start a blog and it failed miserably because I don't like writing and I'm really bad at it, and it was a horrible idea. But I tried it, and now I know how to write. I know how to upload stuff to a website. I know how to create a website. So I did learn a lot of very useful skills. And then this YouTube channel, now I know how to edit videos. I know how to do other things that I never would have known otherwise. So if down the road, if I want to get out of YouTube, I could get into video editing. So let's say you started a painting company and you had to file for an LLC. You had to post jobs somewhere to hire somebody to paint for you. Like all those different things. Now you know how to do all those down the road, and a lot of these skills can apply to a ton of different things. So even if you fail at it, there's almost no downside, because most side hustles are going to be very, very low or none at all startup costs, and then you can find out if you like it, good. If you don't like it, what did you really lose? You learned some skills, you can move on to the next thing and try that until you find something that you really love to do. Having a side hustle can also diversify your income so that you're not so reliant on your day job. And if something happened down the road, at least hopefully you'd be able to sustain yourself. If this is something that you've built over a few years, you should be able to sustain yourself for a few months to even a year on this side hustle while you're transitioning to another job. It can also help you out if you're younger and you're trying to figure out what you want to do in life. This is something that I actually did when I was younger, because I started as a real estate agent when I was 18 because I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. Now, I also had a job that kind of paid my bills more than being a real estate agent did, but I was able to do that on the side and then kind of do it on and off over the past 5 years, really, and it turns out to be something that I can make pretty decent money at while not having to work all that much. That's also another benefit of having the side hustle, is you can make a lot more than you can at a day job. So let's say, especially if you're younger and you're just starting out and you don't know what you want to do, you're working somewhere for $10, $15, $20 an hour, probably in the 10 to 15 range, then you can start a side hustle, and it is not that hard to make $30 an hour, at least $20 an hour on a side hustle. If you do any type of painting, any type of construction, even just shoveling snow, doing somebody's lawn, starting some type of learning a skill and then trying to sell it online, it is pretty easy to make a lot more than you will at your day job. You might not be able to make 8 hours worth of that $20 an hour or that $30 an hour, but you could easily make 3 hours worth of, $30 an hour tasks by starting a side hustle. Like the first year that I did real estate, it worked out to me making about $50 an hour when I was working, but the problem was I couldn't find enough work because I wasn't trying hard enough back then. But pretty much when I was working, I was making $40 to $50 an hour after everything was said and done. And the only problem was I was only making like $20,000 a year because I was only selling a few properties a year. But you can make that much money, and it doesn't have to be in that. You can make that painting. You can easily make $30 an hour painting if you are relatively decent at it, and you just start walking down the street, knocking on doors, holding a paintbrush, and just ask if they want stuff painted. I know I would do that. I know a lot of people who would do that. So whatever you choose for a side hustle, you can make a lot more, and it can be a really valuable tool to catapult you towards getting a house hack and eliminating your biggest expense, or paying off your debt and getting rid of all that negative cash flow. Besides the monetary side of all of this, I think one of the more important things that's really made a bigger impact on me is having the passion, the something to do when you get home, so you're not just watching TV and you feel like you're making an impact on the world. It's really helped my mindset, having a creative outlet that I'm able to express myself with and help others with, and have that feeling of, like that you're helping people. I think that's one of the best things about having a side hustle, especially if it's one that you're really passionate about, is having that extra thing to keep you busy so that you're not wasting your time and you are continuing to progress yourself. And you know what? It's really fun, and it can turn into something that is much bigger down the road. It can turn into your full-time job if that's something that you really want to do and you work at it long enough. That can be a transition. If in 2 years you're able to build something up enough that you're able to support yourself on it, you can transition out of the job that maybe you don't like into this, so it turns into your full-time thing and not just your side hustle. So especially for anybody going for financial independence and early retirement, it is good to have that thing that you are able to move into, because what happens when you leave your day job? What are you going to be doing all day? It's good to have something it's already up and running, you're passionate about it, you enjoy doing it, and you're able to make that impact and still be earning money in retirement if this is like, it's a hobby, but you're making money at it, Then of course you got the advantages of the tax write-offs. If you have a home office, or if you're using your car, or you have those business expenses of going out to lunch or whatever, you can write a lot of stuff off. All right, so let's look at a few different side hustle ideas. Now, pretty much there's two different ways of side hustling. Let me put this down here. So pretty much there's two different types of jobs and two different types of side hustles. Now, one is way better than the other one, so we're gonna start with the worst one first, of course. So one of them is going to be the in-person side hustle. Now, this is what most of us do with our day jobs, where we have to go physically to a location in order to get paid. We have to go somewhere for a certain amount of hours in order to receive a paycheck for that amount of hours. So this can be anything from like a bartender, if you're looking for side hustle jobs, a bartender, Uber Eats, Uber driver, like we talked about painting, until you go ahead and hire somebody, then you wouldn't have to be physically there. But you could do like painting, landscaping, construction, whatever your expertise is. That would be the in-person side hustle. And that can definitely be a good thing, as most of us can learn a lot of good skills by doing that. And you can just go onto like you can go onto like Facebook under gigs, and there's like tons of people who just want to hire somebody for a few hours. Or you can go door to door, you can put up advertisements, you can start asking your friends, you can go work for somebody. That's a lot easier than trying to start your own thing, but maybe you could work for somebody for a few months while you're getting your own thing going on. So any of those would be a good side hustle, where you go to a location, you work, you start to make some money, and that's a lot quicker. So the second type is the virtual side hustle, where you don't have to be physically present. You're still gonna have to work, obviously, but you can work from your laptop wherever you are, or something like that. So preferably something you could do online. And I would kind of consider YouTube, not that I'm recommending YouTube, it's a horrible way to make money unless you make it big, and the chances of making it big are pretty slim. But let's just use this for example. So I physically have to be here in order to make a video. I have to talk to the camera, I have to move the camera around, I have to edit. But I can do this from anywhere. I don't have to be at my house. I can be anywhere in the entire world while I'm doing this and still get paid for it. So that is something that I'm looking for, is something there you can do it from anywhere. You don't have to be physically present all the time, and preferably none of the time. So that could be anything you do online. It could be a VA, virtual assistant. You could even, right down below this video, you could even go ahead and there's a thing that looks like this. You could tap that and it'll turn blue, and that would be hitting the like button. You could do that as well. It's a very easy one. And it can also be any type of teaching. So if you know any type of skill at all, you can go on and start teaching online. You can teach English, you can teach guitar, how to paint, how to do whatever it is that you do. You can teach that online. You can create a website for that online and sell specific paintbrushes for when you paint underwater with whatever you would do that with. Or you can sell anything for that little niche. You can create a website for that little niche. You can start to blog about stuff. You can start YouTubing about things. Like blogging has become really popular recently. I personally hate it, because I just hate doing it myself. I don't hate the idea of it. But if that's something that you're good at, you could do Instagramming. You could become an Instagram influencer. You could do Facebook marketing for people, start a Facebook marketing agency. There's just so many possibilities out there. And the cool thing is there is no downside. What happens if you, let's say, create a Facebook marketing agency and you just fail at it? You do a really bad job. You try, you run these campaigns for people, or you start just running them for yourself, and it just goes nowhere. Well, now you're gonna know a ton more about Facebook ads than you ever did before. And now when you try something else, you start to try to sell these fuzzy socks on this website or whatever it is, now you know how to run Facebook ads for those fuzzy socks. Because you failed at this business, it's gonna help this business. And now the fuzzy socks don't work out, but you end up, like creating a blog for traveling. Now you know how to promote your blog and how to sell stuff on your blog from failing at these businesses. So it's good to go out there and just fail forward. Just keep failing until you find something that sticks. And just really quitting can be a good thing. It doesn't mean you quit all the time, but if something's not working out, just quit and move to the next thing. You can only say yes to so many things. So when you're saying yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. So that's gonna be like the main reason why you wanna do the virtual side hustle over the in-person one. You might need to start with the in-person while you get the virtual one up and running, so you can make money like right off the bat until you can, like a lot of these are gonna take a long time to start scaling and making money. But like, that's totally the FI lifestyle, right? Where you can be earning money while you're traveling the world and supporting yourself doing that, especially if you're travel hacking and stuff like that. Getting free flights and your housing. You've house hacked, so your house is making money for you back at home and all that type of stuff. So it goes right along with house hacking, car hacking, travel hacking, food hacking, and now job hacking with side hustles. So if you guys enjoyed this, please smack like, subscribe if you want to see more stuff. If you want to see a house hacking video, click on this one over here if you don't know what that is. If you want to see travel hacking, I did a video on that. If you want to see car hacking, did a video. I haven't done a video on that yet. Maybe I should do that.